All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So as you can see, I have another Xiaomi phone, and I have a whole bunch. This is the S2, the Redmi S2. This is the global version here. So like all of these phones up here, I pretty much get LTE where I live at. This does have band 4 for LTE on T-Mobile. The bands are actually 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 12 for LTE, and then 3G obviously is 1, 2, 5, 8. So you should be covered pretty well in the US depending on where you live at, and you'll be able to grab some LTE or at least 3G consistently. Specs on this model here, this one has 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs onboard storage, and it has a 5.99 inch HD plus, which is pretty much 720p. You've got a 12 and a 5. Let me get my glasses because, oh boy. You've got a 12 and a 5, yes, and a 16 megapixel AI front camera. So this camera should be really solid. We shall see. And the also famous Snapdragon 625. So let's crack it open. Alright guys, so here we are. As you can see, I went on ahead and put the case on because most of these phones come with a case, which I think is actually really nice. Now it does have a very similar design to these two phones right here. As you can see, it pretty much has the rear camera setup of this phone, and then but it has the same kind of form factor along the lines of this phone. It's a little bit bigger, but it's lightweight, man. It's not as heavy as either one of these phones right here. I don't know if this is metal or aluminum, I'm not sure, but it's definitely lightweight, and that's something that you should take note of when you decide to pick this phone up. I'll have a link in the description, so be sure to check that out. Again, you have that 16 megapixel selfie camera for those that love selfies. You can keep your selfie game up. And on the rear, you have a AI-powered dual camera setup, the 12 and 5 on the rear. 5.99 inch display. This is going to be good. Let's get some power going. It's got a little juice. Again, as you can see, I really support Xiaomi phones. I really do. The screen is very nice. It's something about it has a raised display also. That's another thing. A lot of these phones, the display is kind of flush. But this one is kind of raised off a little bit. Hard to explain, but it kind of sits on top of the body, if you will. Now this does have an IR blaster, like almost all the phones, a headphone jack, a mic up top, and then you've got the micro USB. Unfortunately, is still there, and you got these gold color buttons that are accented a different color for some reason. And the black antenna lines, they look pretty cool. This is a nice little setup. This phone was only about 170 bucks or so for this global version. So be sure to check the link in the description. But I'm going to go ahead and get this all set up. And we'll change that to United States. And I'll put a SIM card in here. And you can see all the different regions here. They have got them all in here. The Snapdragon 625 is just one great phone, man. I mean, processor, I'm sorry. The processor, the Snapdragon processor is just awesome. So let's see if I can find my network here. There we go. So it looks like it does have the 5 gigahertz band because there's 2 of those there. Let's go ahead and try to connect to this. That's the one downstairs. Don't want that one. Okay, so I don't know. Does it have the 5 gigahertz? No, it doesn't. It has 2.4 gigahertz. So we'll go ahead and connect to this one. No, not that one, the other one. That one, my Norton. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm connected and I'm getting a SIM card is what I was trying to do while I was getting that done, but I'll get that in a second. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get it right now. Let's go back and grab a SIM card. I'll get my SIM card out of my Zenfone 5. I'll grab the SIM. This is my T-Mobile SIM. A lot of you guys always ask what provider am I using. It's predominantly going to be T-Mobile that I'm testing most of these phones on, and I'm getting this LTE service. So let's see what happens on this one. I should get LTE service. As you can see, this is very nice. It's a dual SIM tray with an SD card. That's very rare nowadays, but it is possible here with them. So I'll go ahead and put it in this first one here.
I'll try to.
There we go. Even they use metal SIM trays. Alright, so slides right in. I'll give it a second. It's already picking up service there. And let's slide across. And it's going to check for updates now that I have a SIM in there. And it's going to do, let's copy from backup. I'll copy from a backup from the cloud from one of these real quick. And, well, not real fast, but I'll do a backup, a restore from here. So let me get signed in. All right, you can see all my backups here. Gonna try to gel. Let's get. Should I do that? I think I'll do my Mi Mix 2. Well, I'll do this one because it's backed up an hour ago, or 16 hours ago, looks like. So let's just restore, and we're gonna get into this phone. So this, I gotta tell you, this is a very light. Okay, Google. All right, so got everything in there. Now we're just gonna go ahead and tap through all of this. And what's it? And no thanks, don't need to do anything. It's adding the finishing touches. This is a very lightweight phone. I mean, extremely lightweight. It's something about it. It's just super thin. It's lightweight. The only thing that's different about this phone is the display sits kind of on top of the body or the frame. That's pretty much. The build quality doesn't feel as premium. I'm pretty sure this is plastic. It can't be aluminum. It could be. Nah, it's not aluminum. Feels like plastic. I don't know. I'll double check. But it's getting everything set up. This phone right here has, once again, a 5.99 inch display. This is the global version, so you should grab some LTE in the US, as I explained at the beginning of the video. Dual SIM plus an SD card. I mean, this is just going to be another joy from Xiaomi. You know, it's going to be another joy. Let me sign in. All right, so we're going to set up the fingerprint reader. Let's create a pin. Okay, come on. Lets me know that I better not forget it. So let's just do something like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go ahead and add this fingerprint. I'm just kind of swiping and touching all kind of ways. So it added it. And let's go with Limitless. I like the Limitless theme, because I have it set on some of those. And we're in. We are in like Flynn. For all of you old school players out there, you remember In Like Flynn? Some of you guys might be way too young to know what In Like Flynn is, but here it is. So I don't anticipate anything different in performance because this phone has a Snapdragon 625. I think it's going to be absolutely great. And I say that wholeheartedly because look at how many Xiaomi phones I have, and pretty much all of these perform top notch. And again, the Snapdragon 625 is in all of these phones except for this one. This one has the Snapdragon 636, which we now know is built on the 660. So even with this being 3 gigs of RAM, I still think that this thing is going to fly. I think it's going to be really good, and I don't think you'll have any problems with like slowdown, sluggishness. I just don't see it with that Snapdragon 625. And then the 3 gigs of RAM with these Xiaomi phones, the skin is so light on here, it works very well. Now the AI cameras is something I'm really wanting to test out. That 16 megapixel front camera, it should be really, really good. I'm really hoping that it's really good. This is going to be interesting to say the least. So we're going to get in here. And there'll probably be some updates. Let's see about real quick, see if it's showing my phone number, because they show your phone number now all of a sudden on some of these screens. But there you are, 3 gigs of RAM, 2 gigahertz processor. It's got 9.5.3, and that is not the latest one, so I should be getting an update. Yeah, this will be this will rock, man. This is gonna be good. It's on the May security patch, so this is gonna be nice, man. Okay, so let's get into. Go down here to
This was settings here. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Buttons. Here we go. There we go. Let's see here.
I'm looking for the one that changes the position of the buttons, because some of the phones don't have them and some of them do. Like on some of my phones up here, I can change these buttons down here, and some you can't. I don't know why. I'm not even gonna waste any more time in here. But nonetheless, there's your notification light. Some people ask about a notification light. Why? I don't know. But you know, some people like it, some people don't. But here is the device. And I'm really liking this. Default display. Gotta get here, make sure it's set.
There we go. I like that. Don't need that. Alright.
I'm liking it, folks. Just first impressions of this thing. It's actually pretty nice. And I'm pretty sure, because the reason I can say that so quickly is because, I mean, again, look at all these phones. They pretty much have these same internals. So I don't anticipate, you know, having a bad experience with this. It's totally possible. I'm not going to say that it's not possible. But, you know, with Xiaomi phones, very rarely do I run into problems with their devices. And I just don't anticipate it happening now. So it's doing a restore, as you can see already. It's getting my backup going. But there it is, folks. The Xiaomi S2, Redmi S2. And this thing is absolutely feeling pretty good. Can't wait to test these cameras. This was an unboxing for you. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. And real brief before I get out of here. You just go down and you hit this mirror of buttons right here under full screen display. And you'll be able to switch the buttons. Now I'm out of here.